What's up, everybody? I just got done watching the greatest movie of all time. Just kidding. No, but seriously, not a movie. I got done watching a TV show, and I thought long and hard about doing this for a while now, and I just couldn't decide what format I wanted to record these in. And I figured the show is short enough that I think it deserves a episodic format, and it's better for me to do this in an unscripted way where I can basically just talk about the show for what it is instead of me having to write an entire script around things. So for that reason, we are going to be doing in episodic format the Spectacular Spider-Man. So I'll be reviewing, well, not really a review, it's just going to be my thoughts. I'm not a reviewer, so not a review, but it's going to be on the first episode, and we're just going to dive right in. So right off the bat, we introduce Aunt May and Peter, and Peter is just automatically amazing. And when you go into this show knowing who these characters are, and you have a certain expectation, and already off the bat, this show delivers that right away. And so that's checkbox number one. Number two is immediately we're introduced into three villains, actually, I believe. Actually, we're introduced into several villains, probably for the foundation of the show. Now, I haven't watched this show in like 5 years, so I vaguely remember bits and characters that are in this show. So it's nice that I get to review this with almost fresh eyes. But we've got Adrian Toomes, and we've got, I'm pretty sure he was talking to Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus, and we've got Norman Osborn. And the Vulture and Dr. Octopus, they're not really evil at the very beginning. They're not really evil people. Norman Osborn, however, that dude is just a straight up dick. And he basically creates the Vulture, and I really love how he does it too. Basically, the Vulture comes in saying that Oscorp stole his flight designs, and then Norman comes down and basically says, you know, look, we're keeping these designs, and you're basically a crappy old man, and you never could have designed these things. And it's actually really funny. But poor Adrian Toomes, he gets mad, comes back, and you know, he starts attacking Norman, and it's actually pretty funny because he's like, I am here, and I am the Vulture, and this is what you called me. And he's like, actually no, I called you a buzzard. And it's like, damn, you can't even get the name right, as he's being like carried into the air by the Vulture. And of course, you know, Peter comes in and saves him, and as a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And I just want to say that the action sequences in this show, at least in the first episode, are just spectacular. And it's set up in a way where there's lots of action, like, and different storylines going on too, all at the same time. So there's like a point in the episode where Peter's like looking for his shoes because he got his shoes stolen, and he's trying to find his shoes, and then he sees the Vulture going after Norman. But I think Norman ends up trying to get no, it wasn't Norman. It was there was what's his name? Hammerhead tries to get Spider-Man killed, and so this goon squad's going after him and all that while he's trying to take down the Vulture. And it really keeps you on the edge of your seat because they kind of make it seem like they got a little one up on Peter, so you're like, uh-oh, is he gonna lose? But Peter keeps his cool, and he's able to dodge them and outmaneuver them and take them down, you know, as Spider-Man would. And while also saving Vulture, or stopping Vulture and saving Norman. And the funny thing about this entire episode is that Norman is he's just a dick the entire time. Even when he's being dangled into the sky by the Vulture, he does not give a flying fuck. He does not care one sec. He's still just being a total dick. Dude could get killed any moment because he's just sitting there just taunting him over and over, like, man, you're just a shitty villain. And it's really entertaining to watch. Of course, Peter stops him, and Norman gets away, and he takes down the goon squad. And you know, Peter just gets home, and he's had a shit day, and he was late for his curfew, and he thought he was about to get reamed, which he doesn't get reamed, but you know, he gets a talking to. And you know what, instead of getting like upset or angry, he just accepts it, eats like a piece of banana cream pie or something. And Aunt May basically just tells him, like, hey, you gotta come home because I gotta keep an eye on you. You know, you're still just a kid, and you know, things are rough around here. And you know what Peter does? He just, instead of getting upset, he he just looks at the bright side of things. He lost his shoes, but you know what? He's Spider-Man, and he's got a great aunt that's looking after him. And it just really gives you this warm, fuzzy feeling. And after watching it and not watching the show for so long, it's really cool and really refreshing just to see a version of Peter that is like this. And I'm not just talking about live action, I'm just talking about any adaptations of Peter where, you know, it really inspires you, right, to just be a better person and look on the bright side. Like, things are shitty, but they can be, you know, they can be a lot worse, right? So, you know, it's just really relatable and nice to see and really refreshing, and I really enjoyed the episode, and I can't wait to see more. Before I wrap up the video really quick though, I want to notice the other villains that I didn't mention at the beginning, and that was Eddie Brock, and they also mentioned Kirk Connors, and we got Hammerhead. So we've got, they set up quite a bit of villains right away, right off the bat, and I think that sets the foundation for the entire show, which I can appreciate very much. And I think, if I remember right, he does end up finding the Sinister Six, but I guess we'll get down to that at another episode. So anyway, that's going to be episode 1. I don't really have much more to say other than that. These are not going to be very long because, well, unless I decide to script them, they're not going to be very long because they're just going to be kind of rambles. But anyway, that's Spectacular Spider-Man #1. And already, if I put myself in the shoes of a viewer back when this show aired, this would have hooked me immediately. I would have been like, oh man, I'm totally sold. I'm going to watch more of this show, and I can't wait to see what comes next. I also want to say I really like Gwen, and I liked Harry in these episodes, and I kind of think that they take a little bit of nods from Raimi universe, so that's kind of nice to see. And I also like the fact that Norman and Harry, they have their classic comic book hair, so that was cool to see. But anyways, that's really all I have to say about episode 1. I'll keep doing these, hopefully keep them pretty quick because they're pretty short episodes. So anyways, thanks for watching, and if you made this far, if you want to like and subscribe to the video, that'd be great. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Remember, great power is great responsibility. I'm Dual Dire, and I'll see you guys in the next one.